In this video, I'm going to show you how to maximize every single attacking opportunity by pretty much getting a guaranteed shot on target every single time. It's something that you may have heard me say before, and it's called the corner play. So I'm going to be showing you what I mean by the corner play in this video. All right, guys. So in the first game we are going to be playing, we are playing a 4-5-1. Shock. Everybody's been playing this formation, and I myself made a video on the 4-5-1. However, I'm going to stay true to my word, and I do think the 4-4-2 is a better formation, specifically and especially for this corner play that we're going to be talking about in this video. So obviously, as it says in the name, we want to try to get into the corner as much as possible. 4-4-2 helps that a lot, and my opponent gave me a lot of space here. So we're going to get into the corner here, and what we want to look for is we want to look for an outlet pass to one of our midfielders, maybe even the striker, right? So we're going to be left stick dribbling, and we're going to try to get the ball to our midfielder. We actually failed there, mostly because I was trying to finish talking and staying in the corner a bit too long, so I think my opponent figured out what we were trying to do. But the ideal thing is you want to be in that spot, and you want to look for a midfielder. Why? Because we're going to try to reset it, play to our other midfielder, and find one of the target players. Now, if you don't know who the target players are, the target players are actually our strikers or potentially the left mid and right mid, depending on which side you are. Sometimes when they're on inside forward, which if you're using my tactics, they should both be on inside forward, you are going to have a target player. Why? Because he's going to be ahead of the defender, and he's going to be in a very good spot. I probably should have scored there, but that's all right. Point of this video is the corner play, not the incisive through passes, which are extremely overpowered, guys. If you're using the 4-4-2, you should be sending your players left mid, right mid on a run pretty much every single time that you get the ball. Good pass from my opponent. We cover the pass. Lovely. All right. So let's try to go up the field. Let's try to set up maybe even a little bit of an incisive pass here. Just to Williams. Please be onside. Oh, no. Okay. I'm struggling a little bit to get up the field right now, which is, I guess, a normal thing that I'm sure a lot of you guys will be struggling with, because it is obviously very good to be able to do the corner play. The difficult part now is how can we actually get into the corner? And obviously, there's a lot of opportunities and chances that we have in a game where we could A, go to the corner, maybe you guys are playing a little bit too centrally, but B, we're not necessarily on a breakaway, but we did do an incisive pass. Unfortunately, Hakimi does a really good job of actually breaking me down. So, you know, when this happens, usually you want to start the game, and I usually start the game doing some incisive passes, making sure that we're breaking through the lines and playing, honestly, quite a bit centrally, because that opens up the wings. Here we finally have the wing open, so this is the opportunity I want to get. So we want to make sure that we try to find the pass, right? And we find this pass here. We want to pass to Nico Williams. Now we're in this dangerous spot where he has to 1v1 defend us, right? His midfielders are not pushing back. And now we have the time and space to left stick dribble, turn around, twist and turn. How and why? Because we find those target players. It's the same thing as last year. However, the center mids actually do drop back a lot more this year. But what you want to do is you want to get into those ideal spaces in between these center mids and the defensive line, right? That is the perfect gap, and that's why they're called the target players, because they're always standing there. Now, I'm going to show you also a trick later in this video if we can set it up properly, which will also be pretty much a guaranteed goal, and all the pros are doing it as well. And once again, right here, we can kind of fake a little bit, then we can go back wide, and then we're going to look for the same thing, right? No options right now, so we can twist and turn again. And it wasn't open, but sometimes your striker actually comes in closer and does that. Now I'm starting to think I might be going a little bit too deep, so the next time I try the corner play, I'm actually going to try and do it a little bit earlier rather than later on, just because it seems like my players aren't positioning that well, and also it seems like my opponent is defending it a certain way. Maybe it's just the 4-5-1, but sometimes it shows a little bit differently. So once again, we're going to go down the wing here, except I'm going to try to cut in here, right? Going to give the ball to Bonmati. We see we have our striker here, one touch pass, and look at how much space we have. We find our target player, and I like to have tiki-taka on both my strikers for this exact reason, because I love to be able to one touch pass in the box and honestly just everywhere on the pitch. We get a first time pass to Pina, and then we have a very good opportunity, lots of space to take a nice little low driven in the bottom of the net. Let's try to defend this here as well. Lovely stuff. And we can even trigger Rangers on a run if we'd like. I don't know why he stopped running. He's going to be the fake out, and we weren't able to get it wide. I don't know why he stopped his run. Him stopping his run kind of stopped my counterattack. Ooh, what a through pass. What a goal. Well played to my opponent. Very, very smart on his part. I guess that's just the beauty of 4-5-1. The center mids, they make some excellent, excellent runs if you trigger them. All right, same thing, right? Aside from my very obvious defensive plunder, which should have been a very good attack for me because he moved his players out of position, I instead decided to lose the ball and get counterattacked off of it. And we almost get it the same thing. He loses the ball, so now I can rush the corner, right? Same thing. We could play quicker and try to ball roll, or I can take my time, fire that past the Bonmati to the other center mid, and I should have played that to Tella, but it's okay, right? If we want, we can reset, right? We can go try to take it wide, but even in this position, right, I want to make sure, can I find one of my target players? And I kind of jumped the gun on that one. I should have tried to hold it a little bit more, but in the 4-4-2 specifically as well, in any formation, you want to try to find that pass to one of those target players. You just need to fake out the defender he's manually controlling, or if he's holding a CDM, you just need to wait until he makes a little bit of an error. Right, same thing. We can grab the ball here. We can go wide again, give it to Williams. Right, if you're cutting back a lot, you might even be able to find it. Oh, look at that. That's what we were looking for. I probably should have just regular finessed that or even gotten a bit closer. But you see that opportunity, right? I'm telling you, the striker sometimes shows. But if we cut back every single time, our opponent's going to start to read it. So what can we do as well to kind of make our attack a little bit more difficult? We can now fake the corner play, right? He knows I've cut back like 3 times. He knows I'm breaking him down every time by cutting back. Oh, wow. He knows that. So I'm just going to run it the entire time next time, right? Same thing over here, right? We can play Williams. Play back to Tella. 1-2 pass here. I can't find the target player. We can reset it. Play it to Williams. Right? Wait. We can go wide again. And let's try to find another pass inside. Williams has it. Right? We're going to hold. Pina, first time shot. That's normally a goal. I promise you. I shot it at the goalie though. I obviously should have shot the other way. The reason is because normally when you do the reset play and you pass to whoever's on that side and you do the first time shot, you usually do want to aim far post. Obviously not when he is just completely aiming. By the way, can you see my dynamic image on my Evo? It's a pretty big head. But anyways, continuing, we are going to just be doing the same thing. And as you see, I've created a lot of chances. My opponents really only had that 1 through ball of me stupidly losing the ball. But we've had the ball the entire game. We've had a lot of chances, and we probably should be up by 2 or 3 goals. But I'd rather be losing a game because I'm just not capitalizing on my chances. And, you know, it could be whatever, like my warm-up game, this or that, right? But I'd rather lose the game because I'm not scoring, but I'm still creating chances rather than, oh, I can't create any chances, and I'm losing the game just because my opponent rigged me out of 1 goal. And then, well, you know, that's pretty much it. And I know that happens a lot. I mean, when I coach people, sometimes people lose 1-0 and it's like, wow, you conceded a really bad goal. But okay, but we didn't really create any chances, right? Bang. Oh, wow. He has tiki-taka. You should have been able to play Bonmati there first time. But you see, I'm creating so much space, such dangerous plays that my opponent can't even react to what I'm doing. And then this causes him to stress out a little bit and pull players out of position. And if he's pulling players out of position and pulling them wide, I can now actually play centrally where most of you are used to playing anyways. So if most of you are used to playing centrally, you're going to be able to create a lot more opportunities centrally as well. And it opens up space because your opponent knows, hey, hold on a minute. I'm not really quite sure what he's doing, but he keeps going wide and he keeps cooking me, right? Like he drags this player wide and now we're here. Look at where his center back is. I can play this, cut it across. I didn't mean to fake shot. I actually meant to pass that to Nico Williams. Wow, I am playing very poor right now, yet we're still dominating my opponent. Right? Same thing. Try to find a target player. Maybe don't just force it like I did. Again, not sure why I'm doing that, but we are. And look how more aggressive he is, right? He's way more aggressive now. Way more aggressive. So let's try to get this. Try to find Tella, right? We can play Pina again. Take it to the corner again. Right, this time I'm going to try to run all the way through, fake it, cut back, give it to Reinders, give it to Bonmati. Maybe let's give it to Williams. Ball roll. That's not a ball roll. That should have been a ball roll finesse. I'm not really sure what Williams is doing there. I think whatever thought process is going through my head is also going through the thoughts, the minds of my players. Sorry, none of us are really thinking straight, and we get countered and we almost concede again. Right, this game is completely on me. I'm missing a lot of chances. I need to lock in and actually score my chances because this should be a very simple game. Wow, I can't believe that made it through. Okay, we're good. Let's trigger Williams on a run here. We're kind of getting suffocated in our half, and let's pass it exactly to my opponent. Lovely. All right, come on. Go for a run. Easy, easy, easy. Hold, hold, hold. We can fake the run and take it to the corner myself. And you see he's moving players to try to intercept that a lot more now, right? Take Williams out. I'm going to go pretend like I'm going to cut back. And we're going to cut this way. There we go. We beat the defender. Play the pass here. Bang. See? Now you can fake it, right? He thinks I'm going to cut back every single time, so you just fake it. And you know what? I'm going to take it all the way down the line, find that sweaty cutback pass, put him in an uncomfortable position, right? I'm not doing anything crazy. I'm not doing a million skill moves. Obviously, guys, if you can player lock, right? I'm not saying skill moves because most skill moves, they not really, but they're good for finding passes sometimes if you do the directional nutmeg into a pass, right? For example, this, right? You can fake that into a pass. That's really good, right? If you want to learn how to do that, it's not too complicated. I can make a video on it and best positions to use it. But those are the only skill moves really you should be using. Otherwise, I would just kind of player lock to try to get passes into the corner if your players aren't manually making the run that you want them to. All right, let's grab this again. Over here, right? He's going to be pulling players out. We can trigger Williams. So let's play Williams down the line. We're going to fake cut the back, and we're actually going to cut back this time. I'm going to play Bonmati. I'm going to not force the pass. Play it here. Play our target player. Hold, 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 hold. Hold, 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 hold. Find someone. Here's Bonmati. We actually got the ball taken off by the AI, but our striker AI took the ball off them. So I guess our AIs were just battling out there. But again, we want to try to be as non-wasteful as possible. Now, why don't we want to be wasteful? Because A, it stresses out our opponent and he's going to make a lot of mistakes. He's literally messaging me right now because he's probably... Oh, there you go. He forfeit. Shock, right? He's going to be messaging me. Not sure why, right? And we're just playing very slow. And he kept giving us the ball. I mean, I had more XG than actual shots or goals, sorry. I had more XG than goals. And I did have a lot of possession this game. Granted, it wasn't necessarily that I had a lot of possession. I was playing slow and pretty conservative, which is okay, right? Because I'm not really a possession player. But the reason I also had a lot of possession is my opponent literally just gave me the ball every single attack. I'm not sure why. He just kept trying to rush every play, where if he played a little bit more conservative, it's better. And he says, I feel disgusting playing with someone who just runs down the wing to make open space. Yeah, as opposed to you running through the middle and giving me the ball every single time. Cool. For the sake of the video, obviously I barely played in the central positions. I wanted to show you guys, hey, go wide. It's better to go wide. I wanted to specifically show you this. But yeah, that's pretty much it. That's the corner play. And he says you're okay. Hold on. Let's see what the message says. Funny thing is that you're a good player, but playing some weird stuff. Yeah, that's the whole point of the tutorial. But anyways, if you want messages like this, you can do this as well. Obviously, you can play more centrally as well, but I'm just trying to show you guys the purpose of actually doing it and how effective it is. If you're struggling to find space, especially people who just sit really deep and stuff like that kind of stuff in the CDM holders. I know there's a lot of them, right? A lot of AI. Try to look for those opportunities. It'll open up a lot of space, and then they'll be forced to drag players out wide, and then you can attack through the middle and through the inside. That's the whole point of it. It's the same thing in real life. You need to stretch the defenders out, and you need to make sure that you actually kind of stress them out so that you can have space in the middle. Otherwise, it's just going to be clustered in the middle the entire time, and you keep losing the ball. And the more you lose the ball, the more opportunities you're actually giving your opponent to attack and also counterattack you, which is very overpowered this year. But anyways, guys, that's going to be it for the video. Let me know if you need any more clarification on the corner play or if you just want any other type of tutorial, and I'll make sure to record that next. But I hope you guys have been well, and I'll see you in the next video. Peace.